I'm really excited to see it. These teams were really good during the season. Um, we had kind of a crazy playoffs in amateur this season, and these guys fought their way through it and are here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, especially with these maps that have been chosen tonight. I don't know if you want to talk about those, Godfather, but this is going to be a fun grand finals, I think.
I already forgot. I know we're on Bagel Sultry Sunshine. Is that the last one? Product?
Product.
Product,
Product
yeah.
last. Ooh. That's gonna be it's gonna be an interesting one tonight. TC, what are your thoughts on these maps?
Well, they're all very unique maps. I mean, when you kind of think about what are the standard sixes five maps, it'd be 5 CP. Almost got ahead of myself there. You know, your snake waters, your processes, even your metalworks would be a bit more common than these three maps. Sultry is probably as weird as you can get for 5 CP just because it is so new. And even though I think people have kind of figured it out, there's not as many resources out there, especially for newer players if they want to try and learn the map. You know, you can watch invite demos for however many seasons on process, but sultry there's not as much to go off of. Same thing with bagel and other kind of cough maps are just inherently more chaotic, which is interesting to see these teams pick them an amateur because you know you're not newcomer, but there is still kind of a level of chaos that is just kind of inherently there on these lower levels of play. So I'm going to be interested to see how that goes out. I'm expecting a lot of chaos. I wonder if we're going to see any off classes, especially on things like product, which lends itself to off classes in basically any division. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to a lot of chaos and maybe a lot of unorthodox plays.
Yeah, TC, we were talking about this earlier, but we're pretty certain the last time you and I were on the mic together was for an RGL Sixes Grand Finals match for Invite, which is pretty sweet to say and to be back here on the mic with you. So I'm super excited about that. But you haven't really watched much amateur gameplay in your time, have you?
I have not. I have watched
Oh,
a little bit. Oh, have you? Have you? Do you have
oh,
any?
this is my bit. Um,
Oh,
Yeah, so over on twitch.tv/strongestcaster, to give myself a plug there, last season I was hosting Amateur Hour, where I would cast amateur sixes and amateur Highlander matches throughout the season, covering the playoffs as well. I had Plinko on the cast there. I had a bunch of RGL admins actually join me on the cast, and we would watch and laugh and cry and cringe at all of the
All
shenanigans
those things.
uh, that amateur players get up to. So it was wonderful. And this match is undoubtedly going to be wonderful as well. There will be mistakes made and many highlights made out of them.
and one thing I do want to comment on real quick is that if you heard Godfather, strongest caster is his Twitch, and that's not just a reference to the fact that he is an amazing caster, a very strong a caster, good at his job. He's also physically very strong as well, so it's a really good play on words. Just had to point that out there for people
Thank you.
who weren't quite in the know.
Thanks.
But one
I've never
thing,
had that happen before. No one's ever
hey,
explained my name,
listen, listen,
but
just
it's
just
true.
in case, you know.
I do get kind
Um,
of tracked sometimes.
One thing I did want to say is that we can run down the rosters. I'll run down Anti-Furry Coalition. You're going to have Slanty and Fluff as the scouts. Max and Greg Club are going to be the soldiers. Malarkey Man's going to be the demo, and Yahomes is going to be the medic. I don't know many of these players, but I do know one, Max. He's played an amateur before. He's played an IM before. And even though I think IM is the furthest he's gone in terms of actually playing on RGL, he's definitely, I think, a lot better than that. He's definitely going to be one person I'm going to be looking forward to making a lot of plays and just kind of being the playmaker for his team. It is interesting that he is the sub, and so Anti-Furry Collision, they are down a few players. Max is going to be a sub for them, as well as Fluff, who's a ringer. So kind of going in with maybe not their optimal roster, but with Max on the field, I know he'll be a great substitute. And if you want to take down maximum momentum.
Yeah, some names I haven't heard much about yet, but I'm sure I'll remember them after tonight. Shin is on Pocket Scout. Flank Scout's going to be Zay. Hydro on Pocket Soldier. Roamer's going to be Bonesaw Gra. Demo is just named Cow, and I love that. In game, it shows up as Max Cow, which is just hilarious to me. And then Medic coming in is going to be spicy tonight. So I don't know. I'm kind of flying blind. Haven't seen much of these teams. Wasn't really watching amateur this season, but if they made it to Grant, it's going to be a good one.
Yes, it should be a good one. It's interesting is that the top seed going into playoffs, this is not from me seeing it, but just from me quickly looking at the RGL page, is not an amateur grand finals. Both of these teams were, I believe, second and third seed going into playoffs. So maybe defying expectations a little bit to get in here together. These teams did play in the regular season. Anti-Furry Coalition won 4-1 on Koth product. So maybe if we get to map 3, maybe we can say that Anti-Furry Coalition have a little bit of the edge in that one. But what's interesting is that even though these are kind of unorthodox map picks that we've been kind of saying, Bagel, Sultry, and Product, all of these teams have played them in their playoffs games, so it's not like they should be unfamiliar with them. They should have been scrimming these fairly consistently, so it's not like it's a the underdog team trying to go for a wacky map pick to try and throw off the maybe the favorites in the match. Both of these teams feel very comfortable, or should be pretty comfortable on these maps. So hopefully that means that we'll have some good coordination or some better coordination from these teams, and we'll have some good plays to go along with it.
Yeah, there's a. It's at the end of the day, it's amateur, so there's going to be a bunch of telltale signs. Like you're going to see and get increasingly frustrated by players getting delayed by capping the point. That will just happen constantly. Um, it really bothers me sometimes because it's just such a simple fix. Medics are going to die a whole lot. It looks like Bonesaw McGraw is warming up with the Market Gardener, so I'm really hoping we get a shovel kill. Because those are just always hype. But we should be getting going pretty soon. It looks like predictions closed with who Anti-Furry Coalition is the favorite according to chat. How are we feeling about that? What do we think about predictions maybe for map number 1?
I am going to have to agree with Chad. I think AFC are going to be my favorites, just in part because of Max. I know he can do great work out there, and so I'm expecting to see some of it in this game. Not saying that maximum momentum are any slouches, but I think AFC were the higher seed coming into this, so I think they got the first map pick. So I think this is their pick. So presumably they'd have maybe the little bit of the edge on Bagel. So I'm going to say AFC 4-3. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be a close one, but AFC going to
Ooh.
win it out. What are your guys' predictions?
Yeah, what do you think, Plinko?
I know Anti-Furry chose this map. This is their pick. They were a really strong DM team in the regular season, and I think they're counting on that. That's why they lean towards the Koth picks. So I think they're gonna have a really good chance to pull this as like a 4-1 or a 4-2. And we'll see. It'll be more interesting when we get into 5CP to see how these teams match up.
Kind of feeling similarly. That 4-1, 4-2 range seems like it might be a pretty quick one here. The reason I'm thinking fast is Bingo's a pretty darn fast map. I mean, it's the fastest cap. It's pretty close quarters, easy to chase down the enemy team. It sounds like we are going live. I'm going to lock it in as a 4-1 for AFC on map number 1. But ladies and gentlemen, season 14 of Amateur Sixes is getting close to its end. The grand finals match beginning now. Match Momentum versus AFC. My name's Godfather. TC on the mic. Plinko on analysis. Antlers behind the scenes. We're in on mid number 1. It's starting off with a whole lot of spam as Maximum takes some space there, TC.
Now they are going to be trying to take some space. Fluff goes down very weak, is going to have to back up to get re-healed by his medic, but in one of the houses, we do see Zay push with the help of Cal. He's going to get one pick, and he's pushing forward. He's actually going to be taking down Bonesaw McGraw, and they do have a lot of cap time on the point. They are going to capture it out. They are going to be delaying one of their soldiers, but at that point, it's a well worth trade. Now we are going to see the reinitiation from AFC trying to get back onto this point. They should be able to cap it up uncontested. Greg Club going in super deep with the help of his scout. Not going to find any picks. Is only going to find his def, and now Slanty is going to have to back up, and it's going to be an opportunity for AFC to try and recapture the point.
Yeah, that was a really good recontest after Maximum Momentum kind of, shoots their best shot. AFC is able to fight right back in, fight very quickly. Hydro getting pretty low here as Maximum is going to be able to get out onto their concrete, coming onto the point here. Ubers are even. Scout takes some space, trying to figure things out as Zay is actually going to go down before the Ubers even popped out, kind of halting the push before it happens.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Zay. He surfed a rocket, but wasn't able to land on the pack, so he just created. The Uber is now going to come in. They are going to get across the point. Slanty is going to go down, but the trade-out immediately comes back, and they don't have a lot of space on the side of Maximum Momentum. Yeah, Max isn't behind. He's going in for the flank. He hit some nice rockets onto Shin. He's just bouncing him up in the sky, but that's not going to be enough to get the kill, and he's going to be taken down with the help of the other scout. And now AFC, they do still have control of the point. Trying to lock in. Malarkey constant busting through, but is going to have to back up to the rest of his team.
Yeah, ANC does a good job forward holding a little bit there, just getting some space, wasting some time. Momentum's going to push their way in here. It's dry, so any pick is going to be pretty darn important. Hydro has the flank for free, and it's just sending rockets, but Shin's going to die to the sticks on point. It's a 5K, excuse me, for the demo. And this fight's underway. The soldier in onto the medic. Holmes backing away. The cap comes through for Momentum. And Ubers are just about even at 75% here, TC.
Ubers are even. Max might get caught out in one of his houses, but luckily for him, Fluff comes in to save the day. Now, we do have a few other people on the other side of things. AFC now jumping across the point, trying to get on to Spicy, trying to dodge, is going to be able to stay alive just for the moment. They are going to get onto the cap, delaying their soldiers, but I think they're not necessarily thinking about that at the moment. They're just going off the momentum. They should have enough time to get their soldiers back up to the point before Maximum Momentum can bust through these doors, but still, like you said, not the quite polished play that we might be expected to see.
This is exactly what I was expecting to see in terms of level of play. Things are pretty sloppy, but, the team that is able to do the same bad thing better than the other team is going to win. That's not what I meant to say. The Ubers were exchanged, though. Not much happens. Bonesaw's going to be on the respawn. What I was trying to say is if you do the wrong thing, but you do it all together, it's going to work better.
That is 100% true. It's not feeding if everyone feeds. At that point, it's just a push, which is maybe what Maximum Momentum need to try and do here. Their backs are up against a wall. There's only 30 seconds left for AFC, and they don't really have a clear option or opportunity to get onto the point. They do take down Max, so that's going to be one less soldier. Oh?
Bonesaw, it's the medic! Oh! Holmes is obliterated, and that's going to secure the cap here. AFC had 13 seconds, but they're going to nearly wipe here. Spicy staying alive, Fluff doing their best. And this last scout, Slanty, is dancing around concrete as Shin goes for the kill. The 1v1 does end with Shin very low health, but 2:07 on the clock. Momentum needs to halt AFC's pushes before they happen here. Max in a bit of trouble. Max might go down. Instead, Greg Club's going to go down, and this fight's underway, TC. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's just chaos everywhere. Some nice pipes coming out, and rockets, just everything. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Spicy taking down Max, trying to escape with his life, is going to be able to, just barely, is going to be able to get that pack and jump out there. Spicy going down means that AFC have got big Uber advantage to try and retake this point. They only have to hold it for 13 seconds, and then they will have walked away in the lead, winning the first round. So a tall order for Maximum Momentum at the moment.
Flank push starts off well. Bonesaw McGraw taken down, but now Max is taken out as well. 1 for 2 so far. No soldiers on the board for Maximum Momentum as they try to hold this point. Really good point presence, and Spicy is just obliterated. Greg gets the rockets on, Fluff in to help, and this is certainly going to spell a round here for AFC once they clean up some kills.
Yeah, all they have to do is play close here, play coordinated, make sure that no one gets onto their medic for free. They do use Uber, but as long as they get the point here and they don't lose anyone is the big thing. They should be A-okay because that means they can capture it up almost immediately. Fluff, a little bit overextended. No reason for him to be that far. Looks like they're just trying to melt them in the doorways, and they are going to do so. Malarkey Man and Greg Club just coming up huge, and I think that might be the first round, Godfather.
Oh, that was always the first round. Really good forward push there at the end, though, just to secure it, make sure nobody could ever touch. I like the aggression. I like not waiting for momentum to come to them, just taking the fight forward. It was really nice. But that's round one. Plenty more TF2 to play. Round two, getting underway. I'm going to be watching the soldiers here. I want to see how they approach this fight, because I didn't really watch them in round one. So the spam getting started. Ooh, Bonesaw jumps right into a pre-fire rocket. Kind of tough. Looks like teams just really want to play passive, though. Figure out where they have an opportunity. Malarkey works his way forward before getting forced back. Very slow and methodical. Now the scout's getting in a bit of a tussle, and with one scout down from blue, AFC just rushes forward, takes the space.
Yeah, that was just a really great from AFC. They were able to take control of both houses. On one hand, it was Greg Club, and I think Slanty pushing the right house, and then Max was able to win his one in the left house. And killing those two flank players meant that they were just able to walk across the point, capture it up, and now they're trying to execute a forward hold. They're doing fairly well so far, but that's going to be Max taking a bit of damage, allowing everyone else on maximum momentum to flood out. There is a soldier trying to get the force off, isn't going to do so. That's Greg Club going in. He is going to die, and expending one to try and get the force there, not too bad, but the Uber comes out anyway. It's going to be exchange across the point.
Holmes got forced there, but it was always going to be an exchange, but it was just really nice damage to make the medic pop, get him a little uncomfortable, and now he's forced all the way out. Hydra with a great bomb. It's not going to find its mark enough to get the kill, and it's 2 down for maximum momentum. They're in a bit of trouble, but getting good damage out. Here comes Max trying to get a rocket onto Spicy. Does so, and they'll retreat with the rest of their team. Cow coming in, though. I want to see Cow go huge. Oh, it's a really good flank from the red flank, and down goes the medic. Spicy taken down by Fluff. Slanty in to help on that one. What a maneuver. I didn't see it coming, and neither did maximum momentum.
Yeah, it just seems like they're not able to reach maximum momentum, and their side, or maybe AFC, are getting there a little bit before them. Already a minute plus off the clock in the favor of AFC, and they've once again got themselves in a forward hold position. Great stuff from Hydro, jumping around to try and get out, is going to be able to do so. Now coming in for the flank play right across, is going to get 2 soldiers for his rocket, so that should definitely allow a much easier escape for the rest of his team once they try and break this forward hold. They are going to have a late death in the side of Bonesaw McGraw. It should also be said, these are just some amazing names to say. Malarkey Man, Yahomes.
These guys are great.
It's fantastic.
On the other side of play, there is a 3-man sack for Yahomes, and didn't find it in the end, so Ubers remain even. As the fight is initiated by quick point presence for maximum momentum, there's only 60 seconds left on the clock for AFC. The Uber's getting exchanged. Cow is dead. I've seen Cow die a lot here. Fluff with the 5K. And momentum surviving on their concrete. Maybe able to get Max here, but no. An arrow will supply the health, but Slanty finds Spicy. And look at this positioning for Red right now. Yahomes gets in a bit of trouble, but 4-man damage was enough to take down the threat. And, well, 30 seconds on the clock for round 2, TC.
30 seconds left. A really great, admirable play from Bonesaw McGraw. Unfortunate he wasn't able to just get the damage off, and because of that, it's still going to be AFC with Uber advantage. They might get their Uber, but maximum momentum is definitely not going to be able to unless they capture up this point. They're walking onto it now. They have to capture it up. Only 12 seconds left, but Malarkey Man getting some nice stickies on the shin. He is going to go down, so no demo blocking the point. This is actually looking okay for maximum momentum. They've got a demo down, a scout down. Now they just have to get onto the point. They have so much cap time already. Looks like they're trying to take this fight in the left house with Greg Club, and now the Uber has come across the point. Just delayed, but Spicy drops there. Oh, or maybe he didn't even have. Regardless, there's going to be no Uber from maximum momentum. Now AFC just have to block the point. They are going to let them capture it up, but that does mean the maximum momentum have the longer respawners here. And it's going to be harder for them to take. Oh my God.
Wow. Obliterated. Yeah, this repush, though, pretty much free for AFC with both, or 2 explosive classes down, and it all falls apart. AFC gonna go up 2-0 in map number 1. And this is, I suppose, kind of the pace I was expecting. Do we have a halftime here, or am I insane?
No halftime. We're playing progressive config, so first to 4.
First to 4, baby. Very nice, very fast. It's gonna be fast grands, I think. TC, what did you see last round? And then take us through this mid.
I just saw AFC have really good control on the houses, the left house and the right house. I saw some coordinated plays actually from Slanty and Max, but this time we are going to have Bonesaw McGraw try and jump around. Hydro's actually pushing very aggressively on this right house. Is going to get cleaned up by Greg Club, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Hydro dying there as well as Fluff. Another soldier flies in super deep. It is going to be Bonesaw McGraw, but the pack isn't there for him to take it, so he's just going to get pistoled down by the scout. Super unfortunate for him on the timing there. I like the initiation, but with basically everyone dying on maximal momentum, Cow super late death as well. That's going to be a 1 mid for AFC.
Maybe Antlers has it. Do we have a death count for Cow right now? I feel like Cow is dying every fight. My HUD doesn't show it, sadly. And I really need him to make that adjustment of staying alive, calling his damage, directing his team a little bit here, because Maximum Momentum just doesn't have any direction in their fights. Here's a heavy brought forward by Fluff. The Uber exchange is going to be a family for Maximum Momentum, and the Fluff heavy is able to just mow one down. But now this post fight is going to be very difficult to push into. No Uber going into a heavy. Maximum Momentum is not looking too good here. Fluff's going to get another one.
Yeah, Fluff is just terrorizing this doorway as a heavy on the Tommy Slav. He got one in that Uber exchange, and he just got another one as Hydra tried to peek him a little bit. Already a minute off the
Hiding
clock.
again.
Oh,
Look at this spot. This is the dumbest spot, but it technically works because they have to round the corner. Oh, he leaves. No, he should have stayed there forever.
Fluff just abusing the angles, and it's working out. His team already got 130 basically off the clock, but Hydro has come up on Sniper in an attempt to try and counter the heavy. However, he's not looking anywhere near the heavy.
Where
He is looking
are
at a
you?
free doorway, which is actually where Maximum Momentum should try and bust out. You don't want to bust out into the heavy. Just try and get the Demo Momentum dead, get out through this right doorway. There's not much resistance here, but instead they are...
Onto the demo, hit the shot, he missed, but Shin now going onto the demo. Can he get away? The Uber's gonna flash him just in time. A hero play by Yahomes. And now this refight, Fluff still on heavy, still holding forward. And there's nothing that Cow can do here. He's just gonna eat damage as the spam floods forward. Anti-Furry Coalition holding the front, and this rotation from MM needs to work here.
It does. Fluff is kind of going in behind. We're seeing some flank-heavy gameplay. He's walking around. He should get the jump onto the sniper.
He beats the sniper! The counter is not there.
That is unfortunate. That is who the sniper was trying to counter, but unfortunately he gets countered by the heavy, and with that, that is going to be Maximum Momentum set back to their spawn. They might have enough time to get one more Uber, but Yahomes and AFC are going to have an Uber of their own, so it's going to be another Uber exchange. He's still on Sniper. Okay, he does switch off back to Soldier.
Was Hydra the first to die to Fluff Heavy? Because if so, that's a rage swap, and then he got rolled. Which has got to be hugely demoralizing. Here's the push coming in through Big Door, and the trap is ready. Malarkey Man with a 7K. Fluff picks up Cow for a 4K. The Ubers are exchanged. The Cap finally getting touched by Shin, but the post-Uber is going to be way better for AFC here and should be fairly clean. Max in trouble, though. Should turn around, shoot the medic maybe, but no, the Scout's going to come in. Slanty cleaning up kills. Zay, the last one standing. It won't be enough, and that will be a rather quick 3-0. Maximum Momentum doesn't even... take a second off the clock here. Of course it drags on after I did like an outro.
That is the nature of Big.
Was that Bat's backup? Very interesting. AFC using the banners. I am a huge banner proponent in Amateur. I think it is super undervalued, and if you can bring it to a fight, it's going to be free because other teams don't know what to do about it. So I like to see the banner play even in sixes.
Definitely. I mean, we are seeing some, as I suggested, maybe some unorthodox, not that banner is super unorthodox, but like you said, it is kind of for this level of play. This time we are going to see Bonesaw McGraw trying to commit onto the medic. Yahomes is going to die. Really great initiation from Maximum Momentum, finally getting some of their own, but unfortunately for them, Max swings it right back around with a nice bomb onto Spicy. Slanty is going to be picking off one. Can he pick off Cal? They're in a little bit of a 1v1, but luckily for Cal, his scout buddy comes here to try and push him back, but Maximum Momentum, Cal is going to go down regardless, and that is still a 1 mid for AFC, but Godfather, at least they got Yahomes.
At least they got you homes, but you lose your medic, your team's medic a couple seconds later. It's going to be exactly even here. Your homes moving forward because AFC really likes to hold their concrete. Great play, by the way. No heavy right now, no off classes at all. It's cookie cutter as Shin gets obliterated. Here's the push, and immediately down goes the medic. Spicy taken out. It's just 2 alive at this point for maximum momentum. They'll lose their soldier, Bonesaw McGraw. And a failed push by all meaning of the word.
Yeah, that was a failed push. I would like them to try and go through this right side a little bit earlier through this alleyway, not just try and push because AFC are stacking so many people over on the left, and now finally Maximum Momentum are going to try and get in through the right. A cow might get caught out, however, luckily is going to get the pack and be able to stay alive. Greg Club dying to try and get that one. Hydro is going to go down, but they got wrapped around. AFC coming in with this Uber. They are going to get Spicy Max on the shotgun, and this should be a held point for AFC for the moment. They do have the player advantage and the healer kit. Oh my Max!
That was fat! That was sick!
That
clip it. Sorry, I got way too hype about that, but I watched it live and I loved it.
That was disgusting. That was a double air shot kill. Oh.
I clipped it on my end. I'm sure chat's gonna clip it for us, but that is a highlight play. Send it to Eckstein and Lucky Luke. Because that's a top play for sure. Here's a bomb coming in from a blue soldier, actually. Both soldiers going to be up in the air. Bonesaw immediately down. Here's the push, and it's immediately getting stopped, although Greg Club going to go down. But it's 1 for 3, 2 for 3 at this point, and AFC can keep holding the space, get that damage out, and there's just nothing for maximum momentum on this side.
Yeah, there really isn't. It seems like they keep trying to take these exchange fights, and they have this Uber so deep. Looks like they want to take it into them. If they peek them, they are. It's going to be a double scout Uber. This is the deepest Uber I've ever seen. They are going to immediately get Spicy. They're going to get Cow as well, and as long as they don't lose Slanty. Okay, they do lose Slanty, but still, actually, and they do lose Malarkey, so even though it was a very aggressive Uber and they were able to get the medic with the faster respawners, it would still technically favor maximum momentum. They have an opportunity here, but they have to go quick because there's only 30 seconds left before AFC close out this map.
I'm gonna be so real. I was thinking about that clip for the entire time you were talking. That clip was so sick. Here's maximum momentum trying to get onto the point. Spicy is sent up into the air by Greg Club, but the second rocket does not connect this time around. Good point presence, but Slanty is up on Pyro with 4 health. Malarkey's gonna go down. It's gonna be seconds off the clock here for maximum momentum. AFC gets a little too cute and are gonna lose the point.
They are going to lose the point, and so Maximum Momentum have a very, very tall order ahead of them. They basically cannot let AFC cap once. Only 2 seconds left, not overtime, so they can technically let AFC cap, but it wouldn't be the ideal outcome as AFC are going to be able to walk through this right side. They are going to use their Uber. They did have Uber advantage. Spicy doesn't have just quite yet. Cow, unfortunate to die there, maybe not realizing the situation, the Uber situation that his team found themselves in, and they are going to lose 2 of their soldiers, another soldier as well. This is going to have to be a solo onto Shin. They use it. He has to stand on the point. The block, the cap goes through. Now he has to immediately get back on it, but the Uber was still there, and that is going to be the first map in favor of AFC.
Really well run offense there from AFC. Before we take a look at logs, a little bit of betting here. Over under 14.5 deaths for Cow. Chat, you can play along too. Over or under? I'm taking the over. I think Cow died more than 15 and a half times. I think he's going to come in with 16 deaths. He just died over and over. I'm not trying to shit talk him. I just think that's like the biggest thing for maximum momentum right now is their demo never lives through a fight. There's never that damage, but we'll take a look at logs.
All right.
But what is your call, over or under? I'm serious. I want to know.
Well, I can't say because I have already looked at logged. I was a little eager. I was a little too eager, so I'm not going to say anything. But Plinko, what are your thoughts on the over and under, and what are your thoughts on that first map we saw?
I think I'm going to take the over because you're right. I think we saw a lot of dead time from Maximum Momentum's demo. You know, what you really saw, I saw over and over again where they started fights well, they got a pick, they got a trade, and all of a sudden, you know, the damage just overwhelmed them, and suddenly they were down 2 players over and over again. And I think that's very likely to come from kind of a demo diff where they just don't have that damage coming up because Cow got focused down, died an awful lot there.
Yeah, it does come out to 17 demo deaths, 7, 5, and 17. Putting out good damage, to be fair. Top damage going to Fluff with 416. He has 30 kills in that. Certainly front runner for map MVP. Next in damage, 366 Max, then Malarkey, Greg Club, then Cow 305. Actually, kind of crazy that of the damage classes, the only one that Cow out DM'd was Slanty. Like everyone else is out DMing him.
Yeah, and also to be fair to Cal, he's the top damager for his team,
Oh yeah,
respectively. And so, when he was alive, he was putting in the work, which just kind of leads further to your point that if they were able to keep him alive, whether that's his positioning or that's just maybe the combo not playing around him, however you want to swing it, that would have definitely been a key to their success. Because Cal 17 deaths, you look at Malarkey, the enemy demo man, only 7 deaths, 10 more for him. Obviously, if it's a 4-0 game, you got to assume that some of those deaths are just naturally going to happen. But still, I think they wanted to get into it kind of maybe playing around their demo because he was definitely putting out good damage when he was alive. And so playing around him, whether it's just kind of, trying to get picks based off of the damage or just trying to keep him up there so they can constantly pressure AFC and make sure that they're not able to just kind of push them as much as it seemed to be. But yeah, like you said, Fluff 30-4, an amazing game from the scout, who I think is a ringer. So definitely proven his worth out there.
yeah, and good to have a ringer performing well for you. Plinko, any thoughts as we are in between maps here? And then my guess is we'll have a couple thoughts from Plinko, go to a quick break, and then be ready for map 2. So Plinko, what do you got?
I think the thing that jumps out at me most is the medic deaths. So you see Home only died 2 times. So AFC did a great job of protecting their medic, and they were very aggressive, but yet they won the fights with the sacks didn't turn out very well for maximum momentum. They went so deep on those Ubers, they exchanged over and over again, and they got their med out alive virtually every time, and that was a big difference to me that you can really just see on the scoreboard.
Absolutely. We are going to go to a quick break before map number 2. Stick around. We'll be right back.
When you're in love, you had me, but I can't let that guy know how I feel. Oh, and when you're in a arms, you gave, but I can't let that guy know how I feel. Now you will see the get a fever, baby. Whenever you're around, I'm on fire. On fire. I get a fever, baby. Whenever you're around, I'm on fire. My heart's on fire. Don't you know that I want it? Don't you know that I need it?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Amateur Sixes Grand Finals are underway. We are on to map number 2 now, as Anti-Furry Coalition has taken a 1-map lead, beating Maximum Momentum on Bagel. Now we're on Maximum Momentum's map pick. That's going to be Sultry. My name's Godfather. I got Plinko and TC on the mic with me. Antlers behind the scenes. How are we feeling about map 2 as a map? How are we feeling about it in this match? What are we thinking?
I think it's definitely going to be a little bit of a different game here, obviously, because we're switching game modes. We're going from King of the Hill over on to Control Points. So it's definitely, I think, going to be a little bit slower. It's got the potential to be slower when we might see a few more stalemates than we would have seen on Bagel. So I think it's going to be slower like that. Hopefully, we might see a little bit more initiative coming out from Maximum Momentum because there were only a few times where it really seemed like they initiated fights, in kind of like a very big, meaningful way. One of them, I remember, they bombed both of their soldiers across the point, Hydro and Bonesaw McGraw. And that's actually where they got one of the 2 med kills onto Yahom. So I think it shows that when they do initiate, they can, but it seems like they're a bit hesitant to. So hopefully on their map pick where maybe they feel a little bit better, feel a little bit more comfortable, whether that's due to the map itself or just due to the game mode, they can be able to mount some type of resistance against AFC. That being said, I don't think AFC are going to be slouches coming into this map. They showed that they've got really great DM. And if you got good DM, you can apply that anywhere. But the question is Maximum Momentum's game plan going to be enough to beat AFC?
Guys, I have big news.
Oh,
Not only, chat pointed out that lock and load was being used right now. Far more importantly, Slanty is on Babyface Blaster Scout. Which might be the biggest throw or the biggest brain move possible. You just simply don't get hit, and you're the fastest man alive. If he runs it to mid, I will be very amused.
wow. I mean, I think Yosh actually an advanced / invite scout did that this season. So
Yosh did do that.
yeah, he's in good company. Slanty is so in good company right now. Hopefully, that's not just Yosh on an alt, which would maybe explain the 40-4 KD that he got last game. But admin, but no.
Plinko!
I'm taking notes right now. Hold on.
You can't perform too well in a Grand's cast if Plinko's going to be joining us on the mic.
But I'm sure he's just taking inspiration from his idol. But Plinko, what have you made of the first match, and what are you expecting out of the second one?
Well, the first match, like I think we talked about it going in, AFC feels strong about their DM. They really showed it. They wanted to play Koth, and it really played to their strengths. Going to be interesting to see how, this 5 CP map, that is one that, frankly, a lot of these low-level players are not as familiar with. I mean, they kind of know the map, but do they know how to react to every situation? Do they get surprised by things? Do they try things that don't work? Great question. I'm excited to see it. So I'm hoping for a closer match this time.
As the teams have readied up here, we're going to go into mid. I mean, it's a 5 CP rollout, so a little bit longer here. We didn't talk about expectations very much in terms of score. I have this 5-2 AFC as we get into the mid TC prediction, and take us to it.
You know what? I'm going to go with Maximum Momentum. I think they're going to find the momentum, being it at a 3-2. So kind of a slow momentum, but that's not how you want to start it off with Bonesaw McGraw being taken down here. AFC kind of all cooped up on this right side of the point. Now finally going to make their way across. Maximum Momentum fairly weak here. Hydro is going to get a pick on the fluff, but going to be traded right back out. And with both their soldiers down, that is going to be the first mid lost for Maximum Momentum. AFC winning that one, and now they're going to be trying to bust through Greg Club.
Oh,
does he hit it?
1 health! He's going to crater. He has to crater. He craters. Nice. Max is going to pick up the credit on that one, but really good aggression there from Greg Club. Sets up an easy fall damage kill. for
Yeah,
his team.
Yeah, Greg Club just flying in there. I'm looking at Bonesaw McGraw. He's hiding here in Frog. He might have to 1v1 Max just a little bit. Max does peek him, and he has been spotted out. Now the scout coming in to try and help clean him up. He's going to try and jump out, but unfortunately, there were just too many players and too many places, and he gets taken down. Admirable attempt, but at the end of the day, there's still going to be a man down holding their last as AFC capture up second and try and use this Uber ad to get this first round.
Yeah, pushing in here on the right side. No gun that gun in the back corner. Cow's going to immediately get obliterated by Fluff. How does this keep happening? The heavy Zay locking down some space. Max is on Spicy. Spicy very weak. Will survive. Zay's super low as well. 3 fall. 3 for 3 actually on the push, but AFC backs off.
AFC does back off. It was unfortunate that a cow did go down, but Malarkey also got dropped in that Uber due to the heavy. So a little bit unfortunate for both demos there. This is going to be Uber advantage for maximum momentum, and they have the opportunity to try and push out. Looks like they're not fully committing to it because they still have an engineer up on the field. He has swapped off now, so seems like they are going to try and fully commit to try and at least peak this a little bit. They're taking their time, though, and your Holmes is already at 50%.
Yeah, you gotta go fast here. Greg Club's up in Batman. Didn't even know there was a Batman there, but there sure is. The Uber's gonna be in very quick. Oh, Greg's behind. Greg for the back cap. It's free. And Greg will take round 1.
Oh my
He
God.
went pain train. As a professional Degroot Keep speedrunner, I respect the pain train. Also, chat, I have the world record on Degroot Keep speedrunning. Fun fact. It's true. Casual flex.
That's casual flex, but a well-earned one. It's also going to be a well-earned round for AFC, partially due to that pain train back cap play as we go on to the second mid. Going to be looking for a little bit more aggression from maximum momentum and really start to live up to their name. Looks like Bonesaw McGraw is going to try and do that kind of spamming down Malarkey Man just a little bit. He is going to have to back up and take some heals now. Hydro goes in very deep. Oh my God, those are some insane
no
rockets coming
follow-up.
out. I know, they're so slow to follow up there. They are going to get control of the point, however,
Ooh,
and I
big
think
Malarkey pick.
because, yeah, they do get Malarkey Man, that is going to be a 1 mid for maximum.
Yeah, they're able to take some aggression here off of that late Malarkey death. Now, Bonesaw. I was going to say the question is, can Bonesaw get anything here? And he immediately gets rejected. 2 players on a 17-second respawn time. Zay going to get caught out as well. And, well, Spicy trying to heal up 2 explosive classes. The chase is on Greg Club jumping forward. It's certainly going to be a free mid. And maybe more, although it is even, so it should just be an exchange soon. Or a sack, rather.
It seems like they are going to try and at least pressure for a sacrifice. The question is, who is going to sacrifice their life
Greg.
to get on?
It's Greg, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been Greg this whole time. Look at him, he even looks like he's gonna sack. There it is. Oh, he beefs the jump. Yeah,
that's
you can't
unfortunate.
beef. I called the sack. Here's the sack. He jumps around, kind of baits it, figuring out what's going on. If he had timed it the way he wanted to, he would have sacked.
He would, but he goes in behind, so he's going to be a threat in the side of maximum momentum. Hydro doing a lot of damage on these players, peeking over by Cheese, and it's just going to be stuffing them a little bit. Greg still waddling in behind, just kind of being a little bit of a nuisance, just being something that momentum have to watch out for, but Hydro is going to go down. He looks the wrong way and he gets
Lock
hit.
and load.
Red Club is going to get one in the back, and now this is going to be an opportunity for a pincer play. AFC Greg walking up. The Ubers have an exchange on point. Oh, Bonesaw McGraw might get caught on the point. Oh,
Cow's gonna get obliterated from behind. He doesn't see it. He doesn't know. Oh, Cow actually manages to jump away a little longer, but Max on the shotgun aim. Oh, he's clean. Demoman jumping forward. This is a fight out to last. Wow, good ragdoll. As Malarkey overstays his welcome, but the fight underway, and Anti-Furry Coalition takes the round cleanly 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0.
Very fast turnaround there for AFC, able to just flip a switch and charge forward. Really good stuff.
Yeah, really great stuff from AFC at the moment. You can really just kind of point to everyone. Seems like they're kind of firing on all cylinders at the moment, and it's
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't want to cut your last thought off.
no worries.
We are
Take
into
us
mid number
away.
2, and Pow is already super weak. Max and Greg Club both jumping spicy, eliminated immediately. Oh, it's a 3K. It's a slaughter here. Greg, the only one to fall so far for the red team, and the shovel, the spoon to kill, a spoon onto Fluff. Bones on McGraw shows he still has it, but the team, unfortunately, unable to get anything done on that mid, in AFC. Charging forward again here with only Zay up on last. He was on scout for a while there. Doesn't swap to engineer. Instead makes Shin swap over. Bit of a misplay. It's fine.
A little bit, they could
I'm
have had a bit
judging,
more
but
time.
it's okay.
It is okay. Remember, this is amateur grand finals, and both of these teams have done very well to get to this point. I do want to say, Bonesaw McGraw getting that spoon, maybe not the round-winning play or the game-winning play, but definitely a little bit of a uplift, for them. It gives them a bit more optimism, potentially.
The Uber is out. Fluff is on heavy, coming into the last push. The gun immediately eliminated. Fluff super weak, but putting out the damage. Bonesaw McGraw is going to try to peek out here and jump forward, but there is nothing there. And a fast Uber push overwhelms the defense, and the heavy is there to sponge up some damage. It's kind of BM, but I'll call it tech.
Yeah, let's say it's tech, but still doable for maximum momentum. 3 rounds up for AFC, and it really all has to start on these mids. They have won 1 mid, so they can definitely get that far at the very least. They just have to do so without losing anyone crucial to them.
Just on DH, the soldier jumping in. He can't hit his shots. He's
Yahomes is weak though.
He gets one. Oh my yeah, Yahomes is blown up by Bonesaw McGraw, who kills himself in the fray. The alternative weapon choices are great until you miss all of your shots because you don't use DH ever. I'm a DH enjoyer. I will pull it out in pubs and scrims. It's great.
It is a especially if you can hit those directs, it can be a very great damage dealer. Now maximum momentum are going to make their way back onto the point. Yes, Greg Club is behind. He's waddling forward. He's just hiding over in cheese at the moment. I don't think they know. Yeah, I think he is
feel like
sneaking
everyone
around.
Looked behind. I feel like someone looked right at him and nothing happened. Say he's going to get caught here, walking forward right into the rocket, sent up into the skybox, and he'll crater. That's just an easy pick, and now he'll be able to jump back. Wait, Max and Greg are behind?
Yeah, I think that frog door wasn't being watched, so Max was able to get behind. So now there's 2 soldiers kind of causing everyone on maximum momentum to just look around. And they did both get out. Max returned to his team. Greg Club seems like he's poised to go for round 2. I think they have missed each other just a little bit.
Oh, he's going for it. Oh, he should have just seen it. He misses it the entire time. Now the fight's underway. And he still gets it. There's an entire fight happening on the mid, by the way. Blue pushes in. The Ubers are being exchanged. 2 down so far for maximum momentum. Greg Club pretty weak, but he's just dealing with Hydro right now, and it's a killer rocket there. Hydro down. Greg Club 4K behind the entire time. Still not reuniting with his medic for heals. Picks up a pack and gets ready to waddle, and the medic just gets rushed down by Fluff.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate there, as Yahomes is going to be out basically for free. No one really pressured him there. Gonna have Uber advantage as maximum are down Zor medic at the moment. Spicy just now finally going to be respawning and be able to distribute heals. So a very, very bad predicament that they found themselves in. Hydro goes in. He does get some good damage onto Yahomes, so credit where credit is due, but not enough to get the kill.
I say if you just 2-man there, it's a free kill, but I guess a 2-man's too bold in their situation. Greg Club does go in for a counter. Oh! Yahomes just gets run down! How does that even happen? Was that a trap?
It was.
Also, Slanty is on Babyface Blaster, and they're full charge. That is the fastest Boston boy you'll ever see. Technically, they're 99%.
He gets onto the medic!
How does he get it? That's so bad.
It was because of that speed you were talking about. He walked in right through
Too
cheese, goes
fast.
in through the shutter, wraps around, and he was able to get on to Spicy, who's just waiting for a pack. No one was there to protect the medic, and you've always got to protect your medic, even if it seems like there are no incoming threats. And because they didn't do that, that is going to be maximum momentum on the back foot once again. They're going to
Still
have
on
to
it.
give up mid, and they're going to have to go all the way back to their second, maybe even back to their last, because Yahomes has got big Uber ad. They're trying to chase down Bonesaw McGraw. They knew where he was, and now he's going to try and bomb onto the point. He gets a rocket off on to Yahomes, but that's not going to be enough. He tries to go for the spoon, but they're not going to let that happen again.
Yeah, not this time. Babyface only 9% right now, so slightly slower scout. Sentry, similar placement as to last time. Going to be in that corner. Easy to spam, but kind of a bit more passive. Here's the push. It's through under for the 4th round. Malarkey finding some damage onto Cow. It's the freest kill in the world, as now the attention will turn towards the gun. The damage coming in from Bonesaw McGraw. He'll pick up Malarkey, man. Hydro also down. Shim comes up on heavy. Can Max make a play, getting some damage in? Greg Club kind of jumps all the way across the map, and now trying to get out. Yahomes. How did Yahomes even die there?
That was a really great play by, I believe it was Bonesaw McGraw. He kind of jumped up from lower and was able to get onto the medic, who was kind of baiting over on the back right. And now his team are going to have uber advantage to try and push out, but they have to make sure they don't make the same mistake that they did last time and letting someone go for a back half. There is a soldier hiding up super high in the sky. I believe it is Max. I don't think they've checked it at all. No, it's going to be Bonesaw McGraw. He jumps in onto the medic. He gets the force. I'm surprised he didn't try to go for the back half there. Slanty now in a 1v1. Zay is going to be able to win that, so they've managed to delete all threats for any back cap shenanigans. Bonesaw McGraw just making sure no one gets behind, but they have been able to get onto second, but Yahomes is going to have Uber ad.
Yeah, it's a 30 ad here. Trap up on the right side. The lock and load pipes trying to spam forward from Malarkey, man. And Babyface still in hand, so Slanty has decided to stick with it. I mean, fair enough. Good to stick to the bit.
Exactly. I mean,
but now
if it's working.
AFC pushing in. Yeah, go for it.
AFC are going to be pushing in. Zay is going to get one pick out onto Greg Club. They do trade out. They lose a soldier. Sticky's happened that they might lose another one. Hydro in a position, might get caught out, is going to try to escape and not going to be able to do so. And now they're going to be 2 down, Godfather, as they try and hold their last.
Yeah, the repush coming in for AFC, trying to get it done properly this time. Max takes a whole lot of damage. No gun, but a heavy. Max going to have the Uber popped onto him immediately, but now it's not going to be back onto him. Malarkey doesn't get the flash either, and it's a terrible use. Max 6 health. You're going to find some healing there, but an abhorrent Uber from what we've been seeing from AFC. Really disliked that play call. Arrow your soldier first. Don't leave him out to dry, and the demo was left in the dust there. Nobody comes forward except the medic, and luckily they don't lose anybody.
Yeah, it seemed like they wanted to go based off of the momentum, but thing is, it just didn't really work out. You know, they recognized that there were 2 soldiers down, but they were down a soldier, and they had to leave one to cap, so it was basically an even fight. Bonesaw McGraw is going to go down on his left side, and that's going to allow everyone on AFC to try and peek and get some good spam damage out on to Zay on that heavy. Looks like Fluff has committed through the window to try and get onto Shin, but not going to be able to find enough damage to get the pick quickly enough. That's going to be one of the soldiers peeking in through lower. And it seems like we've got our first true stalemate here, Godfather.
Yeah, I was about to say it's 20%. You can go right now, but they were already on their way out. Katana for Cow trying to build that up, and he does successfully get it to even. So it'll be NG heavy on the defense. No off classes for the offense. No running the heavy forward this time around, as they look like they want to come in on the left. Able to spend as much time as they want doing that here. Greg Club goes in, doesn't have any support, doesn't even sack towards the medic really, and will die. So I feel like AFC doesn't really know what they're doing with this. They're going to send Max in as well again.
Yeah,
I guess 2 for the gun.
2 for the gun, but it's basically already built right back up. Shin putting it up, and now we are going to see maximum momentum. Sorry, try and
It's
maybe
a
go
hard
for
name to
there.
say.
It is, you know, you just
Yeah.
kind of go blah, 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 blah. regardless, though, what's an amazing name to say, Bonesaw McGraw, is going to be trying to peek just a little bit. He's not going to find anything that looks like it's worth committing his life to. So he's going to back up with the rest of his team. And Maximum Momentum going to be sitting on last.
Spy v Sniper. Max comes up Sniper for the offense. The Spy. Oh, and now Zay checks that. He must have checked that and then comes up Sniper. So in SVS, we have Highlander here tonight, which is just fantastic. I was telling my co-casters earlier, my brain was geared for Highlander until like 5 minutes before the cast, so I was expecting Sniper already. Zay gets to peek pretty far forward here. Actually, all of Max is kind of playing forward.
Yeah, they are going to be playing very far forward. Max going in for a super deep. Oh my god, he gets it on the Hydro, basically point blank. That's an insane headshot. Unfortunately for him, that headshot doesn't really matter because he gets taken down. Basically, everyone else except Fluff and Yahomes also get taken down, so they're going to have to get off of second. That was an amazing shot from Max, but it doesn't matter if you have an amazing shot if everyone else in your team dies, unfortunately.
Yeah. Really crazy that he was able to wide peek so hard there. But both will swap off cookie cutter classes for now. The fight 2 to 3. 2 to mid, I should say. Oh, Greg Club and Max both taken down. 16 seconds on both soldiers here.
Yeah, this is going to be a really great opportunity for MM to try and pressure their way in onto mid. That's going to be Malarkey, man, taking a little bit of damage, and he's going to get spammed down super weak. He's going to have to wait for an arrow, basically playing so far back. Now the Uber has been exchanged across the point. That is going to be Fluff trying to do his best. He does get the counter Uber out of MM, and they are going to have to flash a lot more. Malarkey, man, does go down, so no demo up for AFC. They have better positioning now. They are going to be trying to bomb forward onto all of these MM players super weak in these corners. Looks like they have been able to basically stuff them out, and they're going on the attack.
Oh, Greg, actually really good swap in target priority there. Was going to go for the medic, sees the demo low health right beneath him, gets the kill, and it doesn't matter in the end for Spicy because Max will be able to come through, pick up that kill. Now Fluff's already on last. He doesn't crater, and well, as long as it takes to cap second, that's pretty much all we have left in this round.
Yeah, I want to say that Uber exchange, that those points were basically won by Fluff because that was actually looking genuinely good for Maximum Momentum. They were able to get in. They had shot Malarkey, man, down fairly weak, and it seemed like he was going to die, but Fluff just took that Uber, did exactly what he needed to do, got the force out, and just made sure that Spicy had to flash basically everyone on his team, and now because of it, they're going to be coming in with their own Uber advantage, going to be trying to take down Shin. He doesn't get to the respawn door in time, so he's going to be taken down. Zay goes down, Hydro goes down, and this should be another win for AFC.
Wow, really good cleanup there. Once AFC realized they have a player ad, I think their shot calling is really great. They're all looking at the same person, just shooting them real hard, and it leads to easy round wins like that. Now it's match point for AFC here, TC.
It is going to be match point. This is do or die for Maximum Momentum. If they wipe here, this could be the end of their season. It would be okay, you know, they finished second, but they're so close to first. They just need to get things going. Gonna be trying to go in aggressive with these soldiers, getting on to Yahomes. He's gonna be dodging around them. A soldier comes in for the another rocket. Can the rockets hit? They do! And he is gonna fall. Really great stuff from the soldiers to finally get that kill in for a twist of fate. Right now, seems like their medic is gonna stay alive, but I spoke too soon!
Malarkey, huge sack! I asked him to hit a pipe, and he kindly obliged. Really nice sack work. And Fluff's going to pick up Cow for a late demo death there as well. Nice little consolation prize. And the mid is left uncapped after the fight. 10 minutes to go here. Maximum Momentum needs to have a turnaround right now. McGee's kind of forward. McGraw, sorry, not McGee.
Yeah, McGraw a little bit forward there, not on the same page as the rest of his team. I feel bad for a Spicy there because they did such a good job to stay alive, but I just had to curse them by saying, oh, they live, but no, Malarkey, man, coming in huge, listening to your words, Godfather, and making an amazing play to help his team. But Bonesaw McGraw trying to do something similar. He goes for the spoon. He doesn't hit it. And what could have been if he just used his rockets, he had a really great opportunity onto Holmes. He's super weak as well, but he is just going to back up and play the heals with the rest of his team. They are going to be down player at, but they're still going to be going in here.
This is crazy to push a 3v3. I guess they don't have much to lose. And Malarkey's going to be coming in to try to trap off in the post. Holmes might be in a bit of trouble here, just a scout to protect him. Now trying to get out through choke. Holmes all alone. This bold play on the 3v3 Uber exchange completely fails, and in the driver's seat will have considerable ad.
And we see another kind of desperation play, even though it's not super desperation from a Malarkey man, but we do have two players going in for the back cap. It is going to be Greg Club and the scout Slanty. He's going to be going for it. He's not going to be able to get it. And, going back to that Uber, that was just an ego Uber completely from Fluff. Like you said, there's no real reason to take that, and it ends up not working out at all. And now Maximum Momentum have been able to go from their second onto the other enemy team's second, and they've been able to press the advantage. They have Uber advantage as well, and this could be an opportunity for them to get their first round on the board in this second game.
Now, I wonder if that was... I'm going to give slight benefit of the doubt here. I wonder if that wasn't just ego, but also poor counting on the Ubers. Like, are we sure they knew it was even there? And if so, it's ego and lame, but if not, kind of expectable.
I think it was assuming that they had better spawns because they had mid and that their spawns would get their post, that they would have a better post. They were wrong. Their maximum momentum spawners got there first, actually.
Good analysis by our analyst. Thanks, Plinko. We got the sniper up, as well as Slanty on heavy. Bonesaw has swapped spy and is coming forward, so they should know about the sniper, who has now swapped off the engineer in play for Fluff. If we see Bonesaw get a stab, I will kind of lose it here. That would be crazy.
Yeah, I do want to say
He's gonna get one.
I hope he gets one, because it's always great to see a spy get the stab. He has decloaked. I do want to say it was interesting that he did. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate.
Engineer comes out of spawn, sees himself, thinks about it for a second, and then goes and whacks him. It's beautiful.
I do want to say, a Maximum Momentum, they did have Uber advantage walking in onto last, and for some reason Bonesaw McGraw sacked, as we're seeing Max do right now. Trying to get in behind is not going to be able to do so, and that is going to be the counter sack done for AFC. But yeah, Bonesaw McGraw, he went in for his sack, but his team had around about 30% Uber advantage, and Sultry is such a super hard last point to break. Once you got the sentry gun up, once you got the heavy up, if you have a sniper as well, it can be so hard to get a good sack onto the medic that I really feel like Maximum Momentum's best chance at getting around was just to go off of that fairly small Uber advantage instead of having to play against all of these kind of annoying off classes to deal with. Because sure, they spam down the sentry gun, but they lose a demo. So you're just kind of putting yourself in an almost very unwinnable situation.
Max just swapped spy to check the situation. He'll die immediately, so we'll probably check classes on spy again, but no off classes coming forward for Bonesaw down, Cow just respawned. And AFC, strange to see them on their back foot here. We haven't really seen much of this at all throughout the entire game.
It is a bit strange to see them. I would like to see Maximum Momentum do something, because they are down a demo man at the moment. Looks like they are taking the space, recognizing that. Oh yeah, they do use the banner, and they might get mulched.
This is huge. That banner is so big. Sorry to cut you off, but that was banner for Uber, and banner won. Like, it was a two-man sack. The Uber came in as well, but red team bats backups and don't use, and now walk forward, and they're gonna win this round. That is crazy how much work that bats backup did. Ooh, actually, all falls apart as Cow gets a 2K.
He does get a 2K. Fluff is going to be getting on to... Actually, he doesn't get on to Spicy. Not quite sure how that happened, because they are going back. There's a back cap in the works. Shin might get the first round for his team, and he is going to do it. That was phenomenal.
First sweep.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
Chat's gonna get behind MM, and we're gonna go 3 maps.
We could go the distance here. At the very least, they didn't lose
Didn't
5-0.
lose.
You know, so
Give him, give him
that can be
credit for
something.
recognizing, instead of chasing the medic that was right in front of him, realizing that they had an opportunity to just run back and cap, because a lot of players would have gotten the shiny object.
Yeah, that was really
yeah,
great
good.
recognition.
Malarkey in a bit of trouble here. He's gonna get bombed on and immediately die. Now the soldier onto the medic. Holmes in trouble, surrounded by enemies, but Bonesaw doesn't have the damage yet. He's gonna be pursuing, jumping around now, looking for Holmes, and he doesn't get it. Slanty saves his med. Good scout protection there. Medics will both live. 3 for 2, and momentum has shifted towards the blue team as they pick up Max as well.
Yeah, we saw another 3v3 there because they had one scout capping, but they were able to isolate one of the players, Max, a little bit. Unfortunately, caught out and is going to go down, meaning that everyone else on AFC are going to have to go back to their last. They are on the back foot, but, you know, they've got a little bit of a time to play with. They're up still 3 rounds, so they can technically afford a few mistakes like that before things start to get really dicey. And even then, they are still up 1 map because they won the first map on Bagel. This is the second map here, so this is a must-win for maximum momentum if they want to try and win this amateur grand finals. For AFC, it would be a bummer, but they would still have 1 more map to try and close things out on product. But before all that, the question is, can Bonesaw McGraw hit a shot?
Yeah, he has come up on Sniper here, kind of peeking that long angle. Remains match point for AFC here, but they have once again been backed up to their last. Not what we were seeing earlier. This 4-0 has kind of shifted to a 4-2 situation coming up, it looks like, with 2 minutes left on the clock, just about left on the map. But if I'm not mistaken, we will go to continuous overtime.
That's
as
right.
long as AFC doesn't win another round.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice,
so
good stuff.
AFC in
Greg Club's
position.
by the way. The
Ooh.
sniper is known. Greg is right next to him.
Oh,
And his cloak and dagger as well.
I heard
they're
a spy
calling for it.
call out, so it seems like MM are a little bit aware of it, at least paranoid
His
about the
paranoid.
potential.
It's him up on the. He's spinning around a whole bunch.
He
there's
decloaks.
decloak.
Got him.
It's easily caught, and yeah, that's your sack, I suppose. Engineer is up, of course, on the defense. Kind of a forward gun.
Yeah, a little bit of a forward gun there.
Oh, fluff on Pyro as well. Didn't see
Yeah.
that at first.
You know, he's the pie bro. You know, maybe he's got the home wrecker as well to destroy any pesky sappers
Well, he
that
shoots
might
detonators.
come his way.
Detonators into the sniper to bother him. Ubers are even. Pyro looking to protect his medic, and this last holds. Sniper's rotated all the way around, slow peeking this shuttered door. He's gonna see the soldier here, but doesn't get the opportunity to take the shot.
Oh no!
Greg? Wow, gets the force. Great Greg play.
A great Greg play from the Greg Club man. He was able to just walk through that right doorway. No one was watching it, and he just waddled in the lobby, and he got a quick 2 rockets out onto the medic. Really great stuff from Spicy for using there, but still kind of a little bit of a beefed situation from his team as a whole for not making sure that that doorway was watched. And Greg Club taking advantage of that fact, putting his team in an opportunity to push out of their last, and taking down Bonesaw McGraw is going to open things up for them. They do lose one of their soldiers in Max, and they are going to get their Uber forced out here. Cal looks like he wants to go for the back half as a demo man. He's trying to spam down the
Wait, it's a
sentry
3-man
gun.
back cap. They're gonna get this. This is free. It's 3v1. The NG goes down. It's a complete misread of the situation by AFC. They send their players forward, and once again, Maximum Momentum has their eyes on the cap, not on the team fight, and quickly has turned into a 4-2 with 4 to play.
I mean, there's a saying that the best way to push last is to bait the enemy team into pushing out of their own last, and I don't know if that's what Maximum Momentum were necessarily trying to do, but that's what they ended up doing. And now they've been able to get a second round in the second map. Still going to be 4-2 in the favor of AFC. And looks like they're trying to change up their game plan by going a little bit more aggressive. And these soldiers are going to get absolutely mulched trying to get on to Yahomes. He's playing very much more protected by the rest of his team. And now it's their turn to get aggressive. They're going to be trying to clean up all of these escaping Maximum Momentum players. No projectiles up. No one to hold these chokes. There's only going to be a scout and a medic left alive. Can Spicy get out? Might be able to, but they're so aggressive on this trace. Shin might go down. The other remaining team is going to be coming up to try and help him escape, and they are going to do so. So that is going to be even Ubers, but Maximum Momentum on their last. Really great adaptation from AFC on that mid as well.
Yeah, AFC figured their stuff out and now has pushed forward. Zay's coming up on Sniper. He will be looking for a clutch kill. I feel like this isn't the best last for Sniper in the map pool. I don't know if you guys have thoughts on that. I'm no Sniper man.
I think it's very good if you're a defensive sniper, but kind of as the offensive sniper kind of peeking in, it can be really hard to get a nice clean angle if everything's being watched properly. We are going to see, however, a 3-for-0 trade at the moment, a 4-for-0-0 trade as Bonesaw McGraw is going to get onto Slanty, and I think you'd have to have a real mishap if you're going to allow a backup here as, oh my god, Bonesaw McGraw is going in so deep, he actually goes behind Godfather.
That is a very deep play. I wonder how successful he thinks this is going to be, as he is now onto red second.
They know. I know that.
Slanty is very aware. This is basically a one-man sack put into the stock market. You don't know how it's going to end, but you've bought it. I don't know. We'll see if it pays off. We do have Greg Club up on Spy, cloak and dagger in hand. Nobody calling it yet from what I can tell. Although I'm not really on that side of the map. Here's the bomb, and it does not pay off. The one-man fails.
He decloaks. Oh, he misses the stab.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, that would have been a golden opportunity. Hydro has to catch a bow. It seemed like he had the opportunity to go for the demo, but he really wanted to get onto the medic, and kind of an indecision killed him. He went for the stab, he missed it, and he immediately went for the pistol. And that was such a great opportunity, but the execution a little bit lacking. Is now momentum. Try to get some momentum as they walk out through Frog, but unfortunately for them, Shin is going to go down. They do trade Ubers, and they are still going to try and get the best of this if they possibly can, making AFC flash a little bit here, but they are kind of all corralled up in this area by Frog.
I feel like AFC could have taken that a bit more aggressively and walked forward together. I feel like they have the health for it and everything, but playing passive does pay off there because Maximum Momentum knows they can't stay in, so it'll work out in the end. But AFC, I feel like missed opportunity. Bonesaw is on the flank right now, does have Shovel in play. Needs to kind of go for something here. Spicy taken down by Greg Club. What a sack.
Yeah, really great sack from Greg Club. Got in super deep there. Max getting another onto Zay means that this should be an open point for AFC. Bonesaw McGraw going to be one of the last ones on this point from Maximum Momentum, and he's going to go down. Hydro is at risk at falling as well. An aggressive jump from Max, but is just going to be able to span Hydro out as his team capture up second. They're going to be making their way in on to lobby, and they have this Uber here, Godfather. This might be the game.
Yeah, a lot of presence onto the point here, and not many alive. Shin very weak on heavy. He'll go down. Now Zay is on the pyro. Everyone grouping together as there's attacks from all sides, and this will be eventually the final round. 5-2 in map number 2. Anti-Furry Coalition are your Amateur Sixes Season 14 Grand Finals winner. 2 maps to 0. Well done to them. Commiserations to Maximum Momentum. Plinko, first analysis question to you is going to be, what changed in Maximum Momentum to get those 2 rounds, both coming with a back cap? What was up with that?
Honestly, I think what I saw was AFC getting overconfident and starting to think they could do what they wanted. They sent in sacks, they went for plays that were a little dicey, and they lost them over and over again and thought they could just recover from it. Maximum Momentum turned it into 2 rounds, and then in the last round here we saw I think we saw AFC buckle down and say we're going to play our game and play properly, and it turned out in their favor here.
Absolutely did. Do we have logs? Oh, we have logs. I love it.
And the logs show a very good win from AFC. One thing I do want to say, props to, I guess, a little bit maximum momentum. We're fairly even on the mids. It was actually just back and forth the whole time. So maybe that was partially why they picked Sultry, as they felt they were at least a bit confident in the mids, and it seemed like they were able to win basically half of them. But um, just on the other side of things, Yahomes only 5 deaths, Spicy 11 deaths. It's gonna be very hard to win when your medic is dying more than double that of the enemy medics.
Yeah, Greg Club, 3 meta kills, Max, 3 meta kills, Fluff, Malarkey, both get 2. It's kind of oppressive and impressive that they're able to get in for free so much. Uh, any other thoughts from you, Plinko? Seeing anything in the logs? Anything you want us to talk about from the game?
I think the thing I want to do, because I think the thing we didn't talk about enough in the game was giving a lot of credit to AFC's soldiers. We did in Bagel, but in Sultry, what I saw, I saw just more activity. I saw a little bit smarter play. Yeah, they went for some YOLOs, but maximum momentum soldiers, really made game efforts. They really tried hard. They tried to play right, but I think they just weren't quite active enough, and it really made a difference in positioning. Post Ubers, I think we saw really a big difference in soldier play here, and I think that's the honestly the difference in the game to me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to give a shout out to Cow, who really turned it around from map 1, going super negative in map 1, and then 16, 6, and 14, 197. Not a ton of damage in map 2. Kind of a low damage map. Top damage was 266 by max. It's pretty low,
Yeah,
but
I think,
good turnaround
that's
from
with
Cow.
stalemates.
Yeah, stalemates. 5 CP, man. It's one of those game modes.
100%. Yeah, I just gotta echo what you said. Shout outs to Cal, and shout outs to everyone on Maximum Momentum. Sure they lost this grand finals, but still they made it to grand finals, and they were able to have a good rest of a season, have a good playoffs run as well. So definitely a lot of great positive things to walk away with this season. And just shout outs to them for making it here. Also, shout outs to AFC for winning amateur grand finals. Max in particular, because I know him. I was rooting for him, and so it's great to see. I didn't know he was going to be here today as the substitute, but showing that he's out there fragging. So always great to see.
Absolutely. Any last thoughts about the game before we get into shoutouts here? Wicked. Plinko. Any shoutouts?
I want to give shout outs to everybody in amateur this season. It was a fun season, a lot of teams. There was a lot of excitement, not just in this, maybe the grand finals was a little bit less exciting, but there was a lot of excitement throughout the season. We had some teams that I think people had no expectation to make playoffs. We only ran top 8 out of 40 plus teams this season, and some teams we that were surprised made playoffs. People made runs. There were upsets. I think it was pretty exciting overall. I'm looking forward to the bronze match, which is actually tomorrow, in which a team nobody expected to do anything is sitting there in the third place match. That's going to be a lot of fun. So I thought it was a great season overall for AM, and looking forward to seeing these players continue on in their careers with RGL.
Heck yeah. Uh, Good chance that I cover that bronze match tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. TC, any shoutouts?
Well, first of all, just gonna echo that. Shout outs to all the players for playing the match. Without them, there'd be no game to cast. Shout outs to you, Plinko, for being our man on the analysis desk, and also for everything that you do at RGL. Corralling all of these guys together and making sure everything runs as well as it does. So, shout outs to you for everything that you do. Shout outs to you, Godfather. It's super unfortunate that we haven't casted sooner since RGL Grand Finals, but what a great way to do it at amateur Grand Finals. It's a
Classic.
we're just the Grand Finals duo, I guess. But yeah, always great to shout out to cast with you, man. So shout outs to you, and then shout outs to Grape, Omar, and Scorp.
Wicked.
Oh,
Yeah.
and antlers. Sorry, shit,
I was gonna do
antlers.
Antlers. Don't worry, don't worry. Full shout outs to Antlers on production. Has been doing so much for Fireside and the casting community recently. Um, Great to have him back. Shout out both of you guys on the mic, Plinko and TC. TC, you're right. It's a disappointment that we haven't gotten to do this sooner, but we might be the grand finals duo. So who knows? Maybe next season we'll get it back on the cast. Plinko, I'll probably cast with you tomorrow. It sounds like, but shout out you for all the AM work and all the RGL admins that actually cast with me over on Twitch.tv/strongestcaster. Tune in there tomorrow because I'll probably cover this bronze match. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. This has been so true. Um, yeah, I almost said shoutouts again. This has been the grand finals of season 14. RGL 6's amateur is done now. Maximum momentum, unable to take a map. AFC takes it 2 maps to 0. They are your grand finals champions. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a great night.